The spirit is serving, man. All those people, like, you know, when you go down there, you initiate that.
Yo, what up, Lucid Crew? Welcome back to the channel. I am Lucid Rob, and today we're going to look at more incredibly disturbing and creepy videos from all over the internet, from TikTok, from YouTube, from the Discord, user-submitted videos. We got a ton of those we're going to go through today, so let's dive into some weird videos.
Y'all, Ice Cube rejected the humiliation ritual parties and exposes the gatekeepers.
Some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either.
The spirit is serving, man. All those people, like, you know, when you go down there, you initiate that.
Did you hear that? The voodoo priest confirmed that in Hollywood, they worship the false god, the demon, the principality, the fallen angel, Baphomet.
This here, Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it. So I'm going to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. That's what I'm doing.
Alright, Island Boys, have you guys sold your soul?
Yo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And for how much?
For a lot of money, bro. I can't tell you that stuff because I'll get in trouble, so.
How'd you do it?
I promise you, if I talk, bro, it's gonna be a problem. I can't say anything.
And that's how they get money, power, and fame through sacrifices and rituals and worship onto this false god.
What's that right there?
This is Baphomet. Baphomet is the one from here, from America, is the spirit from the America. For the same way, like, you know, Haiti, we use it too. So Baphomet is the god of those artists. When all those artists, like, you know, yeah, when you're talking about Jay-Z, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all this is what they're serving.
Wow.
At this point, we have completely lost Doja Cat.
Exciting boy, come find me. Your eyes hold me, girl, come ride me.
I've unfollowed Doja Cat, and here's why. Most of these pictures are quite disturbing, so you can swipe now. Sometime last year, Doja Cat did rebrand into whatever this is. Some of us thought it was a phase, but apparently not. Now, she did delete most of the pictures on her page. And if you don't know what that means, when an artist deletes pictures on their page, it does mean new beginnings, like they're starting something new or they're in a new era. But whatever this era is, I don't think it's serving Doja well, and I feel it is very disturbing and weird.
I'll start by saying that I think Doja Cat's tattoos are fucking sick. I really like symbology and stuff, though. A lot of people commented on my tattoos on these videos, and I'm just like, dude, they're just tattoos, man. It ain't that deep. But outside of her just having dope tattoos, I don't know. I've never really listened to her music. I don't know what she was like before. I do think that these people, you know, they get so used to having a certain amount of attention and appeal in the media that when that starts to die down, they get desperate. It could very well just be, you know, part of that as well. But then again, there could be more nefarious things in question here.
Have you heard the crazy conspiracy theory that with every massive stadium tour going on right now, that there are a lot of demonic messages being unwillfully taken in by the huge crowds every night? At Beyonce's Stadium Renaissance World Tour, there's a scary interlude that takes fans by surprise that begins with a portal hypnosis, as if to control you and draw you in. Then it gets scary when messages like, whoever controls the media controls the mind, pop up on the screen. Then it's terrifying when mind control messages pop up on the screen in between placements of Beyonce's face and a picture of a human in a submissive, worshipy pose. Fans were saying they were getting so uncomfortable during this part they were looking away. Second, the known suspected Satanist The Weeknd was so shameless and blatantly, for no reason, flashed Satan's name on the Jumbotron at his stadium concert. He's not even hiding his affinity for Satan at this point. It actually flashed twice. I'm making sure that you saw it. Fans and viewers often said they felt very uncomfortable at his whole run of his stadium tour because the thing just felt like one big demonic ritual that they were forced to be a part of. Before I show you the scariest one, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about all your favorite celebrities and request who you want to see next. Lastly, there's literally a demonic chant screened by all the fans at the Taylor Swift Eras Tour during her song Willow, and they all yell, "Summon the demons." Summon the demons, man! Summon the demons! It do this as Taylor is literally dressed as a witch with her whole coven, and there's a ceremonial huge fire in the middle of the forest. Does that remind you of anything?
All right, so I want your opinion on this one. I love art. I was the gothic kid in high school, right? I've always loved like Halloween, and I've always listened to like black metal, death metal. I love all of this like crazy like occult symbology, symbolism stuff, right? Like it's not that deep to me because I'm not a very religious person. So I think in a lot of cases it's kind of the same with like the satanic panic of the 1980s, right? If you don't know what that is, look it up. I think that's happening again because it gets eyeballs, it gets attention, like the videos that we watch and the video I'm making right now. But I'm sure some of it's true. I'm sure a lot of it's probably true. These people probably lean into the stuff thinking that, you know, it is going to help them out, or, you know, they could very well be worshiping the Dark Lord. But do you think that's always the case, or do you think that a lot of the times these people are just having fun being controversial because they don't really believe this stuff?
You will be a non-speaking Pharisee. But Jesus didn't stammer. His voice hit the back of the theater. He was a god who turned water into wine and did not wear shoes. Ooh. He said simple things that many followed, just like me on Twitter.
All right, what do you think is going on with all this Simpsons stuff? I'm pretty sure the Donald Trump Simpsons clip happened after the fact. That wasn't really a prediction. I'm pretty sure it was proven. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that is it kind of points to yes, right? What do you think is going on with this? Do you think that they're involved with like the universal law where they have to basically like tell you the stuff is happening or going to happen?
Imagine the US government detonating nuclear bombs in space. Did you know about Operation Fishbowl? A top-secret Cold War mission in 1962, part of the larger Operation Dominic. The goal? Test high-altitude nuclear explosions. 5 tests were conducted, with the highest reaching 400 kilometers above Earth. These tests created dazzling auroras and radioactive mess. But here's a twist. Some believe the operation aimed to ignite the atmosphere, or even break through the so-called filament. Luckily, the Limited Test Ban Treaty was signed in 1963, banning nuclear tests in the atmosphere, outer space, and underwater. Can you believe this wild theory about Operation Fishbowl? Let's explore more.
There's a theory that we haven't ever been to outer space because of a transparent barrier that surrounds our entire world, and that past this barrier isn't open space or a vacuum, but water. Now, it all might sound crazy, but back in 1962, the US government launched a couple of nukes into the sky to allegedly test out the atmosphere's reaction to them, or that's what they want us to believe. But some say they were actually trying to see if they could crack that invisible barrier. Ironically enough, this program was called Operation Fishbowl. This theory is further speculated, as many have said that if you look at the stars with your own eyes, or zoom in on them with a camera, it seems to be twinkling or shining through a liquid-like substance. As rocket enthusiasts have observed, that rockets we have launched do seem to hit an invisible ceiling that causes a ripple-like effect that you would see in water.
I mean, yeah, that's very interesting. I hadn't really looked into Operation Fishbowl, but definitely going to have to look into it more now, because sheesh.
There were 13 heads, and it was purported that the Navajo, the Anasazi, the Mayans, the Aztec each had one. The most famous one is the Mitchell Hedges skull, which was found in the Yucatan by Anna Mitchell Hedges. She reached into a cave. She was with her grandfather. It was around 1926, and she reached in, and there was an oilcloth covered item in there, and she pulled it out and opened it up, and there was the 2-piece detachable jaw Mitchell Hedges skull. The Hewlett-Packard engineers did a test on it in the 60s. They said it could not have been carved by a lapidary, by tools. It had to have been polished over hundreds of years, over centuries, to get to the shape that it was. So they said it was a polished item. So there's the Phyllis Newman skull named Max. She has to put it in the closet because it talks to her. Then there's the Mitchell Hedges skull that's in Indiana. People said when they walked into the room and she uncovered it with the cloth she kept it in, that there was an immediate feeling of well-being and healing coming over. There's one in Mexico City. It's got a cross stuck right in the top of it, which is, that would shatter a crystal if you did that. How that cross got there, I don't know.
What do you think the deal is with these crystal skulls? Skulls. I heard about them a little bit, a few times over the years. They're just saying they're like just old as shit. They're found all over the world. They're like Easter eggs in a video game, right? But in real life, it's supposed to have like healing properties, energy properties. Like, I don't know if all of them have different kind of like energies or different properties. I just know it's very strange how they're just being found all over the world, and they're all different sizes, and they're all so similar, regardless of where they've come from. So if you have any information on the crystal skulls, let me know, because I have not done that much research, but it's super interesting to me, and I would love to learn more.
Thoth was a very important deity in ancient Egypt. He was considered to be the god of writing, mathematics, magic, and occult in the ancient land of the pharaohs. But what is so shocking about him is his frightening prophecy regarding the future of the human civilization on this planet. He says to one of his disciples that in the future, the whole human civilization will deteriorate. Soon, the gods will leave the earth and return to their abodes. Evil will slowly grip the whole human consciousness. Everything will rot under the sun. Impious people will hold high positions and will eventually lead humanity to its destruction. Seeing this, the supreme person or god will take form on this planet. He will call his devotees and cleanse this world of evil. Then there will be a new beginning. The world has always been going on in this cyclic manner and will go on forever.
Honestly, that sounds an awful lot like Project Bluebeam. I mean, I know it's very similar to like the Rapture story in the Bible, and that's why I love this fucking community so much, man, because they're just, everything just leads into another thing, man. It just really kind of makes you see that, dude, like there's so much that we don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
You got $100,000 in your pocket, you would throw $20,000 on a stripper, but you see a homeless man shaking a cup, you won't put $1 in his cup. Matter of fact, you'll make a video and laugh at that nigga. Or your homie that believed in you, he got a business he trying to start, and he a chef. It's a true story. He a chef, he cook, he's amazing. You the biggest artist at the time. Your man can't even get 10,000 out of you to start a business. So when I say these niggas not like that, they just not good people. Yeah. You heard? They fucked up niggas, you heard? So look at these niggas like, I know the universe. It's karma. Like, y'all niggas get money. I know I'm gonna get money. Why? Because I'm a stand-up guy. I want for my brother what I want for myself. I believe in God. I'm not a rat. I'm not a sucker. I'm not a trick. How? These principles matter. Even though it don't matter in the industry, it matters in the universe. And that supersedes all this shit, you heard?
Man, that's deep, but he's spitting facts. The greatest thing I ever did for myself was become way more selective with the people I let into my life and share my energy with. I have a very small group of friends, a very supportive group of friends that are always there for me. I used to have so many quote-unquote friends growing up that I used to party with all the time and get drunk with and get high with and all kinds of things, man. And sure, it was fun back then, dude, but I mean, as soon as I moved away, as soon as I started doing better for myself, as soon as I started my own business, I never heard from those people again. But the people I see every day, man, the group of friends that I have here in my new hometown are just more supportive than anybody I've ever met in my life. Never get tired of them, still just as supportive. It's definitely something to consider, man. You need to be more selective, like quality over quantity when it comes to the people in your life, for sure, and you'll notice the biggest difference in the world.
Professor James Gates Jr., University of Maryland, former scientific advisor to President Obama, he put together a team of the most incredible supersymmetry and theoretical physicists in the world, like the top brains in the world on this, and they started analyzing what is the ether of space-time, what is this soup that we're living in, that we're inhabiting, this universe, what is it, what is it made of, what's powering it. They discovered something called Adinkra codes, which go back to the ancient Dogon tribe from Mali, Africa, and they would draw these patterns. Well, he discovered that these patterns are actually mathematical codes, and these are not just any mathematical code, they're actually the codes that describe the ether of space-time itself. They're error-correcting codes, the same exact codes that run our search engines and web browsers. And guess what? It's the same code that runs the universe. So we discovered that we're living in a programmed light matrix. There's a software programmer that has written this code.
Whew, man, when it comes to stuff like that, my first reaction is, they say when you buy a new car, you start seeing more of that car because it's on the top of mind, right? It's like, oh, I just bought a Honda Civic, so I start seeing Honda Civics everywhere because it's like in the top of mind. The same thing happens in video games as well. You play Grand Theft Auto, you jump in a car, you're going to see a lot of that car, and that's programmed. That is 100% programmed, right? That doesn't just happen. There aren't just like by chance more of that car in Grand Theft Auto. In reality, in the whole scheme of things, if there's a program, we're basically in a fucking video game.
Creepy facts about America. The U.S. has the highest number of privately owned firearms in the world, with an estimated 393 million guns, more than one per person. The U.S. has a significant problem with income inequality, with the top 1% of earners controlling more wealth than the bottom 50% of the population. The U.S. has a high rate of poverty, with an estimated 34 million Americans living below the poverty line. The United States has the highest number of mass shootings of any country in the world, with an average of 1 mass shooting per day in 2021. The U.S. has a high rate of preventable medical errors, with an estimated 250,000 deaths each year due to medical mistakes. The U.S. has a high rate of food insecurity, with over 35 million people experiencing hunger or lack of access to sufficient nutritious food. The U.S. has a significant problem with pollution and environmental degradation, with air pollution alone causing an estimated 200,000 premature deaths each year.
I gotta say, man, no country's perfect. Obviously, America's far from it. I do love living here. I am fairly patriotic. I have visited multiple other countries. I lived in Africa for a little while, in Rwanda, and it was a beautiful country. Very different, but I mean, the same, you know, like we all have our issues and stuff. On that note, like the preventable issues, I mean, I guess they're all preventable to an extent, but like the fairly obvious and easily preventable ones, you know, why are they not getting taken care of? I have no idea. It's not in my realm.
40 meters underground, somewhere in Sweden, you'll find what was previously a top-secret military facility. Inside the giant bunker, you can house as many as 340 soldiers in a wartime. The facility consists of corridors hundreds of meters long and a total area of approximately 5,000 square meters. And I can't lie, I ended up getting lost a few times. Hello, this is the German Coast Guard. What are you thinking about? The fortress was strategically built in the 1950s as an important facility to strengthen Sweden's defense and coastal artillery. But in 1992, the site was decommissioned. What place should I check out next? Let me know in the comments below, and tag someone that you want to explore this place.
I wonder how many of those places exist. Like, that one's a relatively small one compared to a lot of the other ones that I've seen in these videos. But, I mean, even at that, even just like a little tiny tiny one somewhere, still like a good size. The house is almost 400 people. That's crazy, man. If you know of any more places to check out with like these underground bunkers, maybe like massive ones, let me know, because I'm getting more and more fascinated by these underground bunkers and I want one.
So I have a theory about the aliens that I believe in my soul so much so to be true that if I go missing after this video, that pretty much confirms it. But hear me out. Now, around what time period did UFO sightings become more and more prevalent in the United States? Around the late 1940s to the early to mid 1950s is when it really started to ramp up. Now, what countries have had the most UFO sightings over the course of the century? Countries on this top 10 list include United States, France, Japan, and China. Now, let's take it back to the 1950s. UFO sightings at this point are out of control, with a whole lump sum of them being pretty much in the southwestern region of the United States. But what also came to be in the mid-1950s in the southwestern region of the United States? Disneyland. Hear me out. What other countries also have Disney parks? France, China, and Japan. What if they're so technologically advanced that the one thing they're truly missing that they come to Earth for is culture? What if they literally come to Earth solely for fun? Think about it. What if they really just come here for vacation? Would that be so crazy? Maybe they're Disney adults. Maybe that's why people are seeing shapeshifters on planes. It's because I don't know. Or maybe Mickey Mouse just controls everything and wants to take over the world. I don't know. What do you think?
That's not where I thought that was going, but I'm glad I finished it. But I don't know, I kind of like the idea and the lightheartedness of these aliens just wanting to have a good time, man.
There's something they're not telling us that is so gnarly that they don't think people can handle it.
Say these aliens, wherever they're from, made us. That we're a genetic experiment. That they created our religions, our religious figures. That we are an agricultural product. That somehow they harvest us. That our time is limited, you know, that once the experiment's over, poof, we go away. I remember when there was a push back to have an intelligent design universe in the schools, and I wrote a column about it, just said, hey, be careful what you wish for, because you might find out that the intelligent designer isn't God that you're thinking of. It might be some alien science project or something like that. You know, that you can imagine a lot of different things that would be really disturbing to people to come out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Bible translate to saying that there's multiple gods? Because I'm pretty sure I remember something like that, like the literal translation saying gods, like plural. And if that's the case, could very well be something to where, you know, different cultures over time throughout history have different encounters with different kinds of aliens. That's why they have different stories. That's why they have different beings. But I wouldn't put it past it, right? I think it's, at this point, dude, with all this alien shit happening, I think it's very possible that that's the case. Let me know if you agree. Let me know what you think. But that's today's video, guys. Thank you so much. The majority of the clips in this video were sent by you guys. Thank you so much for that. There's so much in this video that I had no idea about and that I've never shown on this channel before. So if you have something that you want me to check out, join the Discord. The link is in the description. And, you know, make some friends. Talk about some weird conspiracy stuff with all of us. Get down to the truth together. And, you know, send me some videos. Send me some links. Send me some topics. And I'll add them to the videos as we go on and as I keep recording them. So Lucid Crew, thank you so much to all my subscribers, all my members, all the people in Discord. All you guys are so awesome, man. You guys are great. This channel is growing massively. I'm over 2,000, 3,000, however many subs I have in like 10 days. It's unreal, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much again for watching. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing, joining the Discord, and joining the community. Join the Lucid Crew. So yeah, until next time, man, enjoy the rest of your day. I will talk to you soon. Peace.